Okay, I'm back. And they're letting you know that I'm back. So, yeah. Hey, Rhea. Les S. Proctor Johnson, thank you. Cheryl Speaks Non Group, thank you. Oh, yes. Thank y'all for coming back. We love it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Here she is right here. Oops, oops, oops. Deborah, send that request again, please. I missed it. I wasn't fast enough. Send that request to join again, please, Deborah. Thank you, everybody, for coming back. We love you. Thank you so much. Hasn't it been fascinating? I've learned every time I learn so much. Thank you, Cordelia. Good to see you. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Deborah, can you send your request back again for me? Dreams of Life. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. Maybe I can find it this way. There it is. There it is. Yes, yes, yes. Hi, Nina Sinclair. Tandy. Yes, they came back, Deborah.
I know.
You're absolutely fascinating, and you're sharing so much knowledge, and we just don't want anybody to miss any piece of that, okay?
Cool.
So
Um,
I think there were more questions coming that you saw. The last one I saw was advice for a new and budding filmmaker.
yep, there were several that I'll kind of wrap into one answer. It's like,
Okay.
um, what can you do to stay grounded? What advice do you have? Um, I think it's for me, commitment to doing it is probably the biggest advice. If you're gonna do it, right? And start. It doesn't have to be a grand plan. Take your iPhone, go make some shorts, start there, right? Learn the craft, take as many classes as you possibly can. There's so many free film classes this summer because of the virus. Enroll in all of them. They don't cost you anything. Go to Sundance and look at the resources page for all the free workshops and classes. Listen to IG lives and learn. Buy some books. Work on your writing, work on your producing, work on your directing. I mean, really, this quiet and this time right now is a really good time to focus on craft and really watch films, make notes, look at dialogue, study dialogue, become a student of the business, right? Understand what waterfall means, understand financing, understand distribution. Um, if you wanted to become a baker and you wanted to make cupcakes, then you'd start making cupcakes. You wouldn't just want to make a cupcake. You get some flour and some eggs and some milk and some tins, and you would just start baking. And the first time that cupcake might not taste that great. But if you keep making the cupcakes, they're going to get better and better and better. And soon everyone's going to want your cupcakes. The same thing is true of writing. The same thing is true of directing. You actually have to do it to get better at it. So and I love participating. Amber Patton's taking a screenwriting class right now at the Sundance Collab. Congratulations, Amber. That's exactly right. Get in there and take that class. I took it too. I took it this past winter. I took the directing one as well on the collab. I take classes all the time. I love learning and I love listening to other people's experiences and understanding what they did to get one done, to get two done, to get three done, to get four done. I think it's a long road. It's not a thing, Kathleen, that, you're going to wake up and have a long standing career. I'm very blessed to have spent 15 years in the advertising industry. And that I didn't wake up spending 15 years. It was year after year, day after day.
That's
Yeah,
right.
it is one step after another, crawling, running, walking, sometimes going right back to crawling, then walking, then running, different orders, you know. And then back to walking again. I have a terrible ACL tear. So I always go from running back to walking, back to crawling, back to running, back to walking.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes things just need rehab, right? And you learn. And I think as long as we're lifelong learners, we'll be fine. And then the other bit of advice would be to volunteer. Volunteer for the Bronze Lens Film Festival. And not because I love the Bronze Lens, volunteer for whatever film festival you want to volunteer for. But start getting acclimated. Natalie's like, pretty soon I'll be back to Flywheel. As soon as I'm back at Flywheel, I will call you, Natalie. The biggest thing is to get involved, right?
Yes,
Figure
ma'am.
out
I
where
agree
you
with you 100% in that regard.
get in where you fit, you know. If you live in Atlanta and you can't travel to other cities, that's okay, because we have the Bronze Lens right here. We have other film festivals right here. We have classes being taught right here. But I would say, but I can only speak to my own experience. I volunteered, was it 3 or 4 years for Bronze Lens? Kathleen,
Oh, three or
um,
four until you started really working on Olympic Pride, that one. Right. So that had to be about 4 years.
4 years, and then we that summer when we went to Germany, I couldn't because we were in Germany.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I learned so much, and Tandi's still volunteering for a Bronze Lens,
Yes,
I
she
think.
is, and she's awesome.
Yeah. The what I learned the most um, was, as a volunteer, I got my own badge, and I could actually go and watch all the films, and I could go into the workshops. The first workshop I went in was one Roger Bob did. Roger did one. Connie Orlando did one. Then I went to the Superstar Luncheon, and the president of the Academy one year was there. So it was pretty remarkable to have that type of access. So, and it was right here, like literally 15 minutes from my house. So it wasn't a far drive. I didn't have to fly anywhere. So although in my own education, I chose to go to hundreds of film festivals just because
Yes,
I wanted global exposure. So, and with
yes.
my film, I've been able to go to festivals in Saudi Arabia. I screened in Riyadh in Saudi. I screened in Croatia, which was an amazing experience at the L.
That is so awesome.
Yeah, the films have screened in Estonia and all over the world. Our number one market for Versailles 73 is Australia. So we're grateful to our friends down under for watching that film and watching it a lot. So that's great. And Olympic Pride is available. I was literally in Sheffield. At the Sheffield Film Festival, which is in Manchester, and a gentleman from Israel shared with me that he'd seen Olympic Pride because it's licensed there on television there.
Wow.
And he, when he got back home, he took a screen grab of the film and sent it to me, and that made my day in so many ways, because to know that this film is licensed in over 22 countries around the world defies logic. And if you go by standard logic, that an independent documentary written and directed and produced from Atlanta, Georgia, would be able to touch people around the globe.
I
Is
told you, you're international, licensed in 22 countries. That's amazing. That's amazing. I didn't even realize that your reach was like that, Deborah.
Well, you know what? Hit and miss with distribution companies, and we finally found one. And I have to tell you, the other lesson is, you every now and then you have to punch your distribution company in the throat. Okay, and I mean that very seriously, because it's true.
Deborah said that. Do not attribute that to Bronze Lens. That was Deborah.
That was Deborah Riley Draper, 100%. I said it, not it to the Bronze Lens. I said it and I meant it. Because what I mean by that is, your film can get signed and they won't do any work for you. And unless you tell them what you want and consistently tell them, because I was like, this will sell, this will sell. They're like, oh, I don't know. This will sell, this will sell. You have to stay on them, because it's like anything else, if you aren't your own cheerleader, no one's going to cheer as loudly and as profoundly and as deeply as you will, particularly for work you spent 4 years creating, and then
Absolutely.
they sign it and they don't do what you think. They signed us, and then we dropped a marketing plan right on their desk and was like, this is what we think you should do. They didn't do all of it, and we had to,
Hmm.
fight about it. And they
Hmm.
did most of it. And to this day, we're still fighting with them to get a national broadcast of the film.
Hmm.
It, thank you so much. It was picked up that first year by Comcast. It's on a lot of things, but we think it would be smart for it to be a nationally televised. And we want to thank Aspire. We want to thank Comcast for supporting the film on their various platforms. But we do want to see it broadcast nationally. So that we're staying on our distributor about that. And that's the greatest lesson. Um, Stay on them. I have so many friends who were signed and were never distributed. So that's what I mean by that, Kathleen. You have to
Hmm.
cheer for
Hmm.
it, put your
Hmm.
heart and soul in it, and don't rest on your distributor. If they aren't working, you self-distribute. You take that film out to festivals, you screen it, you scream loudly about what you did.
Hmm. Hmm.
Loudly.
Well, there's that old adage of the squeaky wheel gets the grease. And I, when I was raising my twins, one of them was noisier than the other, and so I'd always run over to her, and we used to call her Squeaky before that reason. But she made the noise, and so I felt the other one must be okay. Let me go over to this one. And so it's true. You got to keep coming back. It's kind of part of that perseverance that you talked about earlier, of going back again and not letting up. Because if you don't believe in it, who else will? If you're
Mhm.
not talking about it, who else will? So yes, I believe in all of that.
Show business, show business, and marketing and distribution are a part of the business, and distributors are a part of that. So understanding that you are the valued piece. And so many times we're taught to believe that what we create and what we do is not as valuable. So sometimes you have to remind people about the value. And the
Yes,
and
absolutely,
athlete,
absolutely.
it's not a physical punch, it's a virtual punch. And that punch consists of plans, thoughts, outreach partners. And whenever they are coming up with a no, that punch consists of, well, and here's what we were thinking in addition to that, don't always take no for an answer with distributors.
Yeah, this has been an education today, Deborah. I'm just saying. There's one more question I want you to answer, and then we're going to wrap up. It says, "Is
I
there a writing software that
I
you
just want
use?" I'm sorry.
I, I was saying hello to Rhonda.
Oh, okay. Hey, Rhonda.
Hey
Is there a
Rhonda.
writing software that you use to organize your thoughts for a film?
I use Final Draft to write my script. I use sticky notes and index cards to organize my thoughts, but I use Final Draft as the software. But yeah, I'll post a sticky anywhere. But I notes and index, I have these new things now called the big notes. So they're giant sticky notes. They're like 50.
Yes.
They saved my life. Let me tell you, big notes, everything. Thank you, Nina. Yes, so those big notes, I had no idea. I just discovered those, and I am sticking and posting thoughts every big. Um, and someone said 50% of the budget should be marketing. It depends. 50%, 100%, matching it works. Somebody asked me beach or mountains. Beach all day. I'm from Savannah. You cannot pull me off of a beach. I love the water and I love boats. So, beach girl,
Okay, I'm
100.
I'm glad you can see those. Did I miss anybody? Did I miss anything there?
I'm used to this, but I think I'm catching on.
Oh,
Uh,
girl, you got it. You're
yeah,
fast.
I'm trying to read as I go, but I know one thing. I like seeing those hearts to the right. That's so exciting to see. And so I think it's great. But most importantly, on the 10th anniversary of Coffee Bluff Pictures, I would like to tell everyone, all 40 of you, and at one point, who the 40 of you who came back for part two. Hey, Susan, I'd like to thank you all for all the support for 10 years. I'd like to thank you for understanding that Coffee Bluff Pictures is the most valuable creative thing I've ever done in my entire life, and that it means the world to me. And my grandmother's street was Coffee Bluff Road. So the name is everything, everything, right? So thank you guys for supporting all of that work, for all the good wishes, all the love, all the support, all the emails, the texts, following us on social media. And y'all know I am terrible at social media. I'm just trying to figure it out. And but you know, good. My husband said, "Well, here's the thing: are you gonna try to write a script, or are you gonna try to write 140 characters on Twitter?" And so, you know what? I'm doing the best I can, and
And that's a good job.
I'm trying to represent y'all as best I know how to do it. And I take great pride in representing my family, especially my mother and my Aunt Hazel and my Aunt Teresa, with every part of me. So the stories that I will tell, the stories I have told, will always be steeped and enriched by my experiences going back in the summer to Coffee Bluff, kicking up red clay dirt with my cousins and my family, and then going from there all the way around the world. And I'm fortunate to have been able to do that, because those travels have enriched me as a creative and enriched me as a writer. And so thank y'all very much for listening. Thank you for being a part. And shout Stephanie Proctor Johnson. Shout out to all entire Coffee Block fam. Thank you, Nasser. Thank you, thank you, Latricia. Thank you, Tondi. Thank you, Bronze Lens.
Yes, ma'am. Glad to
Thank
have you.
Kathleen. So thank
You
you
have
very much.
dropped so much knowledge today. This has been so amazing. And I want to tell everybody that you can find this entire interview on our website, bronzelens.com. Sometime later this afternoon, our team has been doing a great job of reposting it. And so, Deborah, if you'd like, please stay on while I
Oh,
make a couple of announcements.
hi,
Yeah,
Marie.
keep
I,
shouting out to your people.
well,
BK Dreams, I just figured out who you were. So I'm loving all the people that you have attracted. So I have a couple of really important announcements about Bronze Lens that I want to share with you. I think last week I might have said next week, but I decided to, just pull up and decide to talk about it today, especially since we've got this amazing filmmaker with us and she can understand the importance of this. So first of all, we've received films from all over the country and all over the world. Atlanta and Georgia are well represented in the mix. Artistic director and her crew of volunteers, Deidre McDonald, has been reviewing all of our films. And so I want to announce that on July 9th, we will announce the official selections of Bronze Lens Film Festival. As you know, we've done this virtually every year for the past 4 or 5 years via Facebook Live, not Instagram. And so we just expect everybody to tune in at, I think we said we're going to do in the afternoon. I'll get the date, the time, but just save the date, July 9th. We will announce the official selections of Bronze Lens Film Festival. And so that brings me to the second part of what I wanted to share with you. Bronze Lens Film Festival, like most organizations right now, is continuing to place emphasis on safety and health for not only our team, but our attendees, our filmmakers, our sponsors, our partners. That's very important to us. Because of that, and because of the global pandemic that has been created by COVID-19, Bronze Lens will be a virtual festival this year. Our dates are August 12th through 16th. So you often hear when they talk about, what is it, Star Trek, where it said to go where no man has ever gone before? We are going in a space where we've not done this before, but we're going to do it well. We've spent months really researching and trying to find the right platforms and the right way to honor the many, many, many films that we have, and to still be able to bring you our great workshops and our classes and all the other things that we do at Bronze Lens, except that we'll be doing it virtually. It's going to be called Bronze Lens, the virtual experience, August 12th through 16th. I want to assure our filmmakers that we are taking every step to make sure that we're on a platform that will protect your film so that no one can copy it or download it or anything like that. It will just be on our platform. We're also going to have an exclusive networking room for just our filmmakers. And then we're going to, we're devising other ways that all of our attendees can network with each other, because one of the things that has been very clear through the other interviews that we've done, Deborah, is that filmmakers really love the connections that they make at BronzeLens. So we want to find a way to connect as many people as possible, as often as possible. We are going to have a DJ each night so that we can get our party on in a virtual way. And we're kind of used to that now, so we can do that during our BronzeLens weekend. But we're very excited. We are a traditional August festival. That is our time. And our dates, again, write them down, are August 12 through 16. We've got some really exciting things lined up. And as our weeks progress with BronzeLens Live, I'll be coming to you and announcing various new components of the festival. But for now, save that date, July 9th. That will be the day that we announce the official selections of BronzeLens Film Festival. We look forward to seeing everybody virtually. And I thank you, like Deborah, I thank you all for the amazing support that you have given our film festival, because we couldn't make it without you. We intend to get through this year and move on to our next in whatever iteration that is. But it's important to get through this year and to do it well. And with your support and encouragement and those little hearts that go up on the side, we need all of that, because it's very important to our team. Nena Nchege, Deidre McDonald, Terry Bismail Morris, Ria Posey, Kim Malhoit. Please tell me I didn't forget somebody. Stephanie Lee, our webmaster. We have been grinding it out, really putting together lots and lots of time to make sure that we do this well. So you'll hear more information as the weeks progress, but I just wanted to take this time to say thank you, everybody. Thank you, Deborah. You know we love you, girl. You don't even have to question that. We'll see you soon enough in a real virtually. Please stay connected with us, bronzelens.com, info@bronzelens.com if you've got questions about anything. But certainly go to our website, view this amazing interview and others that we have. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. We love you, everybody. Stay safe. God bless you. Have a great afternoon. Bye.
So much. Bye.
Bye, Deborah.
Bye, Kathleen. Bye, everyone.